My name is Joshua Stefko. I'm a junior at Morrison High School, and this is my POL life design presentation. My project is voice acting. It used to be a clothing brand called Centurion, but I ended up switching to voice acting, and kind of more like building a portfolio with or like animating on YouTube and then or making an animation, voicing over, and then posting on YouTube. Um, every minute of class, like pretty much every minute of class, I spent like really working on the project. Never wasted a minute.
Never wasted a minute? Bro, that's gotta be like top 10 lies ever.
What the hell?
You did not spend every minute of class time doing your project. You spent every minute of class time doing the reading for A push that was due that day that you didn't do the night before.
Dude.
Not only are you lying straight to these people's faces, but also this POL is buns. It'd honestly probably be way better if I just did it. Actually, I am just gonna do it.
Wait.
Well, now that he's out of the way, we can start the real presentation. My name is El Bozo. I was created by, voiced by, and animated by Joshua Stefko, and welcome to my POL presentation. This music is a little too loud. Let me turn this down. There we go. A little bit about myself. As you all saw, my name is El Bozo, and I am the host of the Battle for States series on YouTube. You can find it at Omega Animations Bozo. Before I get into my project and the Life Design Lab, I kind of wanted to talk about the normal school classes and how students like me kind of go through them. I think that the best way to describe it would be taking in information and holding onto it until it's no longer convenient. And I think the best example of this would probably be math class, where I honestly probably couldn't say what we were learning at the beginning of this year because I just forgot it because I'm not taking tests on it anymore. And being that I'm not the biggest fan of math exactly, I wouldn't usually have a problem with this. But we come to school every single day to learn, and holding on to information until it's no longer convenient isn't learning. So that just begs the question, why are we even coming to school in the first place? What Life Design does differently, though, is that instead of sitting through long lectures of things that you couldn't care less about, and going to the teacher and then pointing things out that are wrong so that way you can fix them and get a good grade, in Life Design you should actually care what you're doing, and if you don't, then you're doing it wrong. And you can apply things that you learn to real life, and it feels like it's an actually useful class. Something that I'm going to get into very shortly is following the path of least resistance, which is something that I didn't realize I did all the time before the Life Design Lab. And through the Life Design Lab and through doing my project of voice acting, I noticed this pattern and I was able to start fixing it. And I can't say that about any other class because no other classes helped me find the problem, spending months on an animation, then going and try to export it and watching it not work. So you try again and it still doesn't work. So you divide the 12-minute finale episode into 5 chunks and export them individually and it still isn't working. So you look up YouTube videos and scour the internet, and not even people on Reddit have had your issue. So you just watch error messages pop up every time you think you solved the problem, and you low-key just start crying. You just want to end it. Like how Josh mentioned earlier, before I did the voice acting, I was making a clothing brand called Centurion. I would spend time in class making designs on the tables, and I would actually create the designs in graphic design class, and I really liked it. But as soon as I started facing any kind of pushback or any kind of complications, I just didn't want to do it anymore. As you can see here, really going back to focus on YouTube was kind of part of one of my original ideas. Even though I eventually went with Centurion, it was still something in the back of my mind. My initial idea for the voice acting project was going to be making some kind of reel and then trying to land a job maybe. But I eventually decided to combine it with YouTube to get better practice and build some kind of portfolio. The switch from Centurion to the voice acting project wasn't exactly as smooth as you might think, and this chart below kind of shows my thought process during the switch. 1, I thought it was already too late to switch. 2, I kept wondering if I should or shouldn't, and because of that, 3, it just got even later. And 4, it started to feel like it was 100% too late to switch, and I was losing pretty much all desire to do the work on Centurion. Because of all these hesitations, I ended up wasting a lot of time when I could have been more productive. But obviously, in the end, I did end up switching to voice acting, or I guess I ended up switching to animating stuff to voice act 2 that will help build some semblance of a portfolio I can use to get a role as a voice actor when I do eventually decide to apply for some kind of role. Because I'm now doing voice acting, oh my god, I forgot to add that in here.
Oh, what the? Where did you get that photo?
I don't remember, bro. You just look like an idiot. Because all of my voice acting and animating is done at home, my time in class was spent really just doing either an activity, if we were doing one that day, or was spent doing homework for A-Push or for any other class. I would draw characters on the whiteboard tables that I could possibly voice act to, or think of ideas for episodes that would be good to practice voice acting, but that wouldn't matter, because when I got home...
I'm going back. Wait, what'd you say?
No need to thank me now.
What? Okay.
I worked really
I would have basically no motivation to animate, especially when the switch from Centurion to this happened around the busiest time of the year with SAT prep, and swim season was ending, and golf season was starting, and tons of A-Push homework and review. I really just couldn't find the motivation or the time to actually do any animating, and it sucked. I think the best thing that I've gotten out of life design is that I noticed my problems with hesitating on things. I think I really started to notice this when I didn't want to work on Centurion anymore, and it has really helped me start to get things done more efficiently. Especially when it came to balancing homework, sports, and chores. From the point that I got home from my sport or from school, my schedule was super inefficient, and instead of just doing my work and doing my chores, I would think about which one I should do first, and I would just end up getting not much done. There were times when I would feel like I was all over the place, and I would just basically get nothing done because I would be too stressed to do anything, and I would just be on my phone. And even though I stopped working on the Centurion project, it probably helped me see the most important things that I've gotten throughout this entire class. And now my schedule is honestly way better, and I've been able to be way more efficient with my homework and my chores, and I've just been way less stressed, especially with even more SATs coming up, the AP exam, and all that stuff. Well, that's about it for me. Thank you for...
Bozo!
I'm sorry.